For many Latinx and Hispanic communities, mental health is often stigmatized and not prioritized. As Mental Health Awareness Month continues, we are highlighting an upcoming event dedicated to embracing mental health within the Latinx Hispanic world. Jaqueline and Juan of Latina Leadership Podcast are here live in Studio A to tell us more about Mind, Body, and Latina Soul. Good morning to you both. Thank you so much for your time coming in and having this conversation. I know it's these conversations that can really make a difference for so many people. And so with that, I want to talk to you about mental health, what those conversations look like within these communities for these people.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. So I'll start and I'll say just we know that there's a big stigma still against or around mental health within the Latino community, and I think we found that through our conversations. There are 4 pillars that we focus on, and one of them through the podcast is mental health and wellness. And we found that there are a lot of stigmas that are still out there when it comes to mental health. Just the attitudes of seeking help, of wanting help, of even acknowledging that you have a mental health issue. So I think those conversations that we've had with folks on the podcast have really are what motivated and inspired us to have this event. And this is actually our second time that we're doing a mental health event around this topic. Last year we had our first one where we brought in mental health workers and experts from the local region to talk about this conversation, because we know after the pandemic, especially in the Latinx community, there's a huge crisis happening right now where there's a big mental health crisis happening.
And I would go to say too that the conversation around mental health is uncomfortable for so many people, right? It's people who are part of the Asian community. It's people who are part of the LGBTQ community. It's people who are men, right? Men we're raised not to talk about our feelings and our emotions, and so it's breaking down these barriers. And of course, those challenges, those barriers they're unique in specific neighborhoods, in different communities. What are you finding within your community when it comes to mental health and in starting these conversations? What's the response been in that regard?
I think we found out that people are open to having these conversations.
They are open.
Yes, which is very important, and we just want to create a safe space in which women can come and talk about this and connect with other people and just provide resources for our community.
Yeah, and that's what this event is all about.
Yes, exactly.
Talk to us a little more about the resources that will be there.
Well, we're going to be having professionals come and speak out to us. We're also going to be doing different events. Since, how the name says, Mind, Body, and Latina Soul, so we're going to be focusing on our minds, our bodies.
It's comprehensive.
Yes, exactly. We're going to be dancing. We're going to do a lot of different things in order to establish healthy coping mechanisms, but also provide information.
People who are not comfortable with coming forward, it is vulnerable, right? You make yourself vulnerable by saying, "Hey, I need help. Hey, can you give me resources or insight on where to start?" That is uncomfortable for so many people. So for people who are not comfortable with going out to the event, is there a way they can take advantage of these resources that you're offering at the event?
So we will be live streaming part of our event. So there will be through our platforms on the Latina Leadership Podcast, we will be live streaming part of the conversation. But outside of that, I think the other thing is that we are making the resources available. So I think people know in our community that we're building that when they reach out to us, if they are they're not able to make our events, they can just reach out to us, and we are happy to connect them with the different resources that we have access to or who have participated at our events.
Yeah. And it's not just this community, but so often people suffer in silence, right?
Yes.
And when you're at that point, getting yourself up and walking to an event is not something that you can even wrap your mind around. So I think it is important. I think it's really great to see that you're able to reach those people too who are just not there.
So our founder, she struggled with mental health for about a decade, and to the point where she wasn't able to leave her house. She wasn't able to do those things that we take for granted.
And that's relatable for a lot of people.
And so for her, that's why this particular event is so important, because it's about mental health, and she has experienced it to a very severe degree, I think, and so she's very comfortable speaking about it now. And she realizes that there are people out there that maybe aren't comfortable or aren't able to come out.
Yeah.
But they still have loved ones that maybe could connect them to resources.
And ensuring that we reach those people is really critical. Talk to us about when and where the event is.
Well, this event is happening in the East End area, and it's happening this Saturday, May 25th, from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And we just encourage people to sign up and register for the opportunity to attend the event.
So it's encouraged to sign up, but not necessary.
It is encouraged to sign up, and we are, because we have a limited capacity, we are asking people that are interested to register through our website.
So it is necessary for them to register ahead of time.
Right, through our website. So go to the Latina Leadership Podcast.com.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both, Jaqueline and Juan, for coming in. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you
so much.